Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to session 9 for the Path to Education, Training and Employment. Today, we are going to focus mainly on entrepreneurship. For those of you with experience or with interest or with ideas to become a business owner and to run their own business. But before that, if you remember from last week, we didn't have enough time to go through LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn in order to increase your employability skills and in order to increase your chance of finding the jobs that you would like to have. And for that, I'm going to start today first with a few slides on LinkedIn and how to create your LinkedIn profile and how to develop your LinkedIn profile and how to use different resources that you have available on LinkedIn. I'll give you some links to some other resources if you would like to know more about how to use LinkedIn, particularly how LinkedIn can help people from refugee backgrounds to improve their employability opportunities. And then we continue with our today's topic, which is on entrepreneurship. Okay. So basically, the question is, why should I have a LinkedIn profile? As you know, LinkedIn is a social media which in terms of the structure and the general function, it is similar to other social media that you probably know, such as Twitter or X, Facebook, Instagram. However, so it connects people together. That's the main function of social media. And it gives people's platform an opportunity to share who they are, what they do, what they think, create content and share that content. And at the same time, having access to the content created to other people who use the same social media. However, LinkedIn is not a social media similar to Instagram or like Facebook. It's particularly designed and being used for the purpose of career development, basically, and for the purpose of connecting professionals together and connecting them to opportunities. So basically, people use LinkedIn as their professional social media to learn, to connect, and to share with other people in their profession or other people with similar thoughts, similar ideas. To answer that question, why should I have a LinkedIn profile? So first of all, it's a platform, it's an opportunity for your personal branding. And what do we mean by personal branding? Is that to show others and to share with others who you are, your background in terms of education, in terms of employment, in terms of skills, in terms of experiences, in terms of achievements. So you have the opportunity to create a brand for yourself. So you have a list of previous education, the places that you worked, the kind of experiences that you have, people who you've worked for, or who you've worked with, and the different types of achievements that you had in the past. So if anyone is interested to know who you are, or anyone is looking for a person with your profile to recruit, or if you send a job application to somewhere and they would like to know more about you, LinkedIn gives you that opportunity to have your personal branding and personal brand ready for people to find and to read and to have more information about you from that profile. It's a very good opportunity and very good platform to network. And by networking, we mean connect with people in the same area of career, in the same industry, in the same country, in the same sector, in the same university, in the same course as you are. So it makes you connected to other people and puts you in a better situation to come across opportunities, training opportunities, learning opportunities, working opportunities, and so on and so forth. More increasingly, many employers, especially if they are looking for like professionals, people with experience, people with talents, they use LinkedIn to promote or to share their job adverts. So many people, they use LinkedIn for job search if they are looking for a job. And also, some people, some employers or some recruitment agencies, they approach people on LinkedIn if they have a job which suits your profile. So if you develop your profile based on your skills and based on your experience and based on your education and qualifications, it makes it easy for people to reach out to you instead of you looking for a job. When people looking for people with this particular profile, and if your profile matches what they need, they reach out to you saying that, for instance, someone, we have a job, and based on your LinkedIn, we see that your profile can meet the requirement for this job. So are you interested? And if you are interested, then you can take it from there. Probably they would ask you to send a letter or fill a form or go to an interview, etc. And then you will have, it's a very good platform for learning and having information about the careers that you are interested in and you're in. So information about learning opportunities, workshops, webinars, seminars, videos, and so on and so forth. So people actively share those content on LinkedIn, which is very specific. So it's not for fun and it's not for leisure. It's basically for the sake of career development and personal development. So if you are in any of these areas of developing your personal brand, if you need to be better connected to professionals in your industry or in your sector, in your area, and if you are looking for jobs, or if you need more information about different careers here in the UK or generally, LinkedIn is a good place to start with, and a good place to start creating your profile. And it's like I would call it a live CV, okay? Because it is your CV. And then every time that you have a new achievement, a new qualification, a new experience, a new course, you can add it to your LinkedIn. And it's live and you can develop it. And in 5 years, 4 years, 10 years, whatever, you keep adding to your LinkedIn profile and it's available to everyone. So you don't need to send it to someone. You don't need to email it to someone. It's publicly available for whoever is interested in the kind of skills and experiences that you have. So I would suggest start, if you don't have it already, start building your profile, create your LinkedIn profile, and start adding to that. I appreciate that for some people, if you don't have many experiences, if you don't have many previous jobs or qualifications, it could be somehow you may not feel comfortable in having that LinkedIn and showing that you have only these 2 or 3 previous qualifications, but that's not an issue. So that's not the only function of LinkedIn. Having a profile will help you to be in that community and to be kind of exposed to opportunities. So don't be worried if you don't have that much to add to your profile. Just create your profile, add whatever you have, and then try to use it for networking and try to use it for more career information. Because if you don't have a profile, you don't have access to those opportunities. So start with whatever you have. These are the main steps that you need to take if you are not on LinkedIn already. So first of all, you need to create your profile. So it's very similar to creating a profile on other social media, like Facebook or Instagram or others. So it's about your name, your education, your employment, whatever you would like to share, but it's about your profession. It's about your career. It's about it's not about where did you go traveling, and it's not about what kind of sports do you do and what do you eat. Okay, so it's a professional platform. You create your profile, you add your like a professional profile picture, and then you can start from there. Then in the beginning, you need to make some connections. Okay, so probably you start with people who you already know, your teachers, your colleagues, your friends here or back home. And then gradually you continue adding to those connections. But the main thing is it's not just about connecting with everyone. You should be selective in who you would like to connect with. So that person, that connection should add something to your profile in terms of professional value. So that person or that company or that institution, that university, they should be relevant to what you're doing or what you're planning to do, or what are your experiences or background or qualifications. So make sure that you connect with people who can add some kind of value to your network. Because otherwise, if you keep connecting to everyone from every sector, from every country without being selective, that network and the kind of data and content that you are going to receive is not going to be focused, and it's not going to help you. So in order to have focused, useful, practical data relevant to you and your career and your skills and your strengths and the opportunities that you're looking for, make sure that you're selective in who you connect with. There are so many groups on different professions, on engineering or computer, on going to university, improving employability skills, thousands probably of those groups. And by a simple search, you can find groups relevant to the kind of activities that you are interested in. So groups for engineers in, I'm not sure, Bristol. You will find them. So just try to think about what kind of groups you would like to connect with, search for them, and I'm sure there are groups that can help you in improving your employability chances. If there are employers, there are companies, there are businesses, there are government institutions that you are interested in working with. So for instance, you would like to work in NHS. Most of the employers, they have a LinkedIn page or they have a LinkedIn profile. So make sure you follow them, because, so first of all, when you follow them, every time that they have job opportunities, they have training opportunities, you will see that opportunity in your LinkedIn page. And then it makes it easier for employers to find you as well. And the next thing that you can do for yourself, asking for recommendation from your connections. So for instance, if you are connected with one of your teachers, so if, for instance, if you're connected with me, you can ask me to give you a recommendation. It's very similar to sending a reference letter to someone. So I can make a recommendation on your LinkedIn page and saying that you are good in time management or in project management, or you are hardworking, or you are good in teamwork skills. And that recommendation, it adds value to your profile, and it helps others in terms of employers. If they are looking for someone, when they go through your profile, they can see those recommendations as well. And that recommendation works similar to a reference letter. So the recommendations are important and they work very similar to reference letters. However, a reference letter is something that they ask you when you go through application, through interview, and they want to give you the job. Whereas recommendation is always available on your page for years and years and years, and everyone can go to your profile and see the kind of recommendations that you have. So these are the steps that you need to take in order to start your LinkedIn profile. And then the next one is looking for jobs. So I assume some of you are actively looking for jobs. So once you found the employers that you want, or you know the kind of jobs that you would like to apply for, start using LinkedIn for applying for jobs or looking up for jobs as well. So LinkedIn, they have a very specific service for people from refugee backgrounds, which is called LinkedIn Refugee Resource Center. When I send you the presentation, if you click on the link or if you click on this picture on this image, it takes you to the LinkedIn Refugee Resource Center. I'm going to show you very briefly about what kind of support is available there. So this is the main page, as you can see. It says Refugee Resource Center, and the resources are available in Arabic, Dari, English, French, Russian or Ukrainian, Deutsch, German, Spanish. Oh, this one should be Russian or Ukrainian. I'm not sure which one is which one in these two. But then, so you can choose in, so if you're more comfortable in reading in other languages, you can use your preferred language, and then it has videos, resources, and instructions as to how to start your LinkedIn profile. So it's very a step-by-step instruction about how to create and how to develop your LinkedIn profile, how to search and apply for jobs, how to highlight your skills, how to prepare for interviews, and if you need any extra further help, you need to get help from LinkedIn. So again, very a step-by-step instruction as to how to find jobs and how to search for jobs and how to filter for different types of jobs, how to highlight your skills and make it easier for employers to find you and to match your profile to the kind of job opportunities that they have. There are very practical advice on how to prepare yourself for interview, very similar to what we had last week in terms of tell me about yourself practice or how to answer the most popular questions or most common questions in job interviews. And if you need help from a professional in terms of preparing for jobs or improving your job prospects, increasing your employability skills, you can easily reach out to the LinkedIn community. There are thousands of people volunteering their time on LinkedIn to support people who are interested to improve themselves and improve their career opportunities. And that's it. So make sure that you make good use of the resources available through LinkedIn, because every single one of these categories, job search, highlighting your skills, preparing for interviews, and extra help, could help you and can help you in improving your employability chances. Let's see if we have. Okay, so that was for LinkedIn. Any question about LinkedIn before? Yeah, so I'm going to do that, Salah. Just give me a second. But in the meantime, if you have a question about LinkedIn, just let me know before we go to the next part of our session today. So I just copied and pasted the link for LinkedIn Refugee Resource Center. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So until now, in the last 8 sessions, we went through these 3 pathways. So we started from academic opportunities. We talked about different levels of education here in the UK, starting with high school, GCSEs. If you don't have GCSE, how you can make up for that, then moving on to A levels and level 3 kind of qualifications, such as foundation year or access courses. We talked about undergraduate applications and how you make those applications and what kind of documents or what criteria do you need to meet during that application. We also talked about postgraduate education and applying for masters and PhDs and entry requirements. However, we appreciated that not everyone is interested to go to university. Some people would prefer to have some kind of training, job-related training, and enter the career market and start working and start living and having that income without spending probably a few years and spending money to go to university. And for those people, we went through vocational options and also applied options. So we talked about BTECs, NVQs, apprenticeship, traineeship, and how they work and how to apply for them and how to find them and the similarities and differences between these qualifications. We also talked about, again, some people would like to learn by experience. So some people prefer to start a job, start an entry-level job, and then from there try to improve their skills, try to learn more, and as they have more experience, they would apply for higher level jobs. And for those people, they probably can start with volunteering, they can start with entry-level jobs, and they can learn by experience, and they can improve their jobs or their opportunities as they learn more and as they gain more experience. So these are the main kind of pathways, the main options that people have in moving from probably education to employment. However, well, before I get to self-employment and entrepreneurship, we covered how to find jobs and how to apply for jobs. So we went through the job application process, the interview process, job finding process, and so on and so forth. But there are some people who prefer to work for themselves. So they have the kind of skills, they have the kind of experience, and they have the passion to work for themselves, to run a business for themselves, and to be self-employed. Some of you may have that experience already. So some of you may have been entrepreneurs, you may have been business owners, and you were self-employed, you worked for yourself in your country, and probably you would like to continue being self-employed, being business owner, being entrepreneur here in the UK as well. I appreciate that it may not be easy, especially during the first few years of being here in the UK. Okay, if you are still waiting for your refugee status to arrive, if you are within the first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of being here, it may be difficult to be self-employed or to be entrepreneur and business owner because you need some connections, you need some kind of money to invest in your business and to start up your business. So probably this is what we are going to talk about today. It may not be relevant at this moment, but I worked with many people, and after 5 years, 6 years of being in the UK, once they are settled in the country, they worked for a few years, they saved some money, they are now more better connected to the city that they live, or they are better connected to the opportunities here in the UK. They speak better English. So in a few years' time, they started to think about, oh, I would like to have my own business. I would like to run my shop. I would like to run my company. I would like to have my construction company or whatever. Oh, I'm not sure. Heating and cooling maintenance company. So just have whatever we are going to talk about today, have that in mind as an option. It may not be helpful at the moment, but this is something that probably in a few years' time, some of you will find more appropriate and more helpful for you to have your own business rather than working for a company or working for someone else. Okay, so what do we mean by entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship means setting up a business. Okay, so you start a business or you set up a business, and in setting up that business, you take some financial risk in the hope of having some profit. When you work for someone else, you don't have that financial risk. You are paid your fixed monthly salary. You don't have any risk, but you don't have a share of profit. The profit goes to the business owner, and they pay you for whatever work that you have done. So that's the difference between being self-employed or being the business owner or entrepreneur. When you work for others, when you're employed by others, you have your fixed salary. There is no risk, there is no profit. But when you are a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, you take that risk of, okay, there are these risks, but at the same time, I'm going to profit, and that the profit goes to the business owner or to the entrepreneur. So that's the general explanation or general meaning of what is that to be an entrepreneur. You should have the willingness to start a new business. So that should be something that you like, because running a business and starting a business is not an easy thing. It comes with responsibilities and it comes with risks, as we already talked about. So when you work for someone else, you start 9, you finish 5. But when you're a business owner, you're always busy with your work, okay? You're physically busy or you're mentally busy with, okay, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to take care of this, I need to take care of that. So it comes with responsibilities. And for that reason, you should have that willingness and you should have that kind of personal passion for that particular business and for being a business owner or entrepreneur. You should have the entrepreneurs, they have very good ability in translating ideas into products and services. So basically, in the business, you sell something, you sell a product, you sell a service to others who need it. And because there is competition, there are other people or there are other companies selling similar things, you should have better ideas than them in terms of what kind of products or what kind of services to sell and how to sell them to others to be successful in the market. And you need to have skills in designing, launching, and running a business. So starting a business is not enough. You need to have skills and you need to have experience and you need to have knowledge and connections to keep that business, to maintain that business over time for years and years and years. So if you have these kind of passion or experience or ideas, then probably entrepreneurship and business ownership is something that you can start thinking about for your future. However, as I said, that may not be the best choice for you at the moment if you are still in the first few years of being in the UK. Probably the first thing that you need is better. What is a better option for you at the moment is start finding your first job, working for someone else, spending a few years having experience, having your skills, being more connected, saving some money, being settled yourself and your family, and then in a few years' time, start thinking about the next step. And then that next step could be for some of you that entrepreneurship and business ownership. Again, you start your own business, you take a risk, and if you do your job well, you are going to avoid that risk and you are going to create some profit. You have some ideas probably. You should have some ideas about how to what kind of businesses to start and how to run a business and how to maintain a business. So the main difference between successful business owners or successful entrepreneurs is that they have better ideas than others. So if you think about some companies, they are more successful than other companies, although they sell the same thing, but the difference is successful companies, successful businesses, they have better ideas of what to sell and how to sell it. I'm going to show you some examples of refugees some of them who I worked with, some of them who I know, who started their own business from a small here in the UK, and then gradually over years, they expanded their business. What makes a good entrepreneur? So first thing, that, as I just said, is being creative and having new ideas. So those new ideas, they don't need to be like in computer or in creating apps or whatever. You can have a new idea about how to run a barbershop or how to design a barbershop. You can have a new idea about how to sell bread or what kind of bread people would like more and sell that bread, so which is different with other bakeries in that town, in that area. It could be about a simple thing, how to run a bike repair shop and how to make it different than other repair shops in that town, in that city. So don't think that entrepreneurship is about like big businesses, Microsoft, Google, or these kind of things always. So it could be about any business, any local business, any simple business, but the difference is how to make it different from other competitors in that sector. Entrepreneurs, they are professionals with desire to take risk. So there is always risk associated with having your own business. So some people say, probably I'm one of those people, I'm not very good in risk taking. So that's why I work for someone else and I have my monthly income instead of, if you take risk, you may earn more. But some people prefer not taking that risk and having like a fixed income every month. So that's the difference. Some people say, oh, I would like to take risk, have more profit. Some people prefer not to take that risk. So it's entirely something about your personality and your character. So entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You should have passion. You should be very good in planning, because when you work for someone else, they plan for you and they manage you and they give you instruction. Today do this, tomorrow do that. But when you are the owner of your own business, when you are the business owner, you are the person who should plan for yourself and for others. So you should have a very good planning and self-management skills. You should have knowledge about what you want to do. So if you're going to run a bakery making bread, you should be aware of every bits and pieces of that work. So the bread making process and how to sell it and how to keep it and how to maintain it and so on and so forth. You should have very good leadership skills as well as social skills, because you are going to work with customers. So you should be good in making personal connections. If you're not good in those skills, it's better not to go that way, because people would like to buy things or buy services from people who are good in making social connections. If you think back about your country, your city, your neighborhood, most of the local business owners, like local supermarkets, local, I'm not sure, barbers, they're very good in terms of their manner and the way that they treat others. They're always smiling, welcoming, because they need people to feel good about being their customers. And you should be open-minded and very good in learning new things, because in order to be different, you need to keep learning and learning and learning so that you can come up with better ideas. So again, the purpose of sharing with you these kind of skills and competencies is that don't think that entrepreneurship is for everyone. Some people have the passion and the skills and the strengths. Some people don't. They prefer to not run a business and not be self-employed. But if you take that risk and if you have that passion, it comes with sometimes with profit. It comes, or most of the times, with profit, and it comes with some kind of flexibility. Okay, so you have, when you work for someone else, you only do what they want or they say. But when you work for yourself, you have the flexibility to do things as the way that you think is better or more creative. So here, this is a real story. So if this lady her name is Razan Alsus. She's from Syria, and she lives in Yorkshire. She came to the UK after the war in Syria in 2012. In Syria, back in Syria, she had a degree in pharmacology, so in kind of pharmacy, working in that sector. And she used to work for the same sector, pharmaceutical industry in Syria. In 2012, she came to the UK, and she ended up in a room in Huddersfield, living with family and relatives, and they didn't have any other place to go to. And like many other people in that situation, fleeing their countries because of war and leaving everything behind, she was relying on, although she was a professional, having that degree, having the years of experience of working in the industry, she had to rely on charity to have clothes, toys, and these kind of things that they needed. A few months after arrival, she started looking for jobs, and because she had qualifications and she had experience in pharmaceutical industry, she started looking for the same jobs in the same industry. But she realized that it's not easy. It was difficult to find the job or to get the job offer that she wanted, mainly because of the not having local connections. So they didn't have any work experience here in the UK, and there are some differences between the industry here than in Syria. So she wasn't fully familiar with the industry in the UK. She didn't have the work experience, and she didn't have anyone to provide that reference or to connect her with opportunities. And this is a very common story for many people who come to the UK as refugees. They find it difficult to go back to the professions or to the careers or to the jobs that they had back in their countries, mainly because of not having work experience or not having the knowledge of the industry here in the UK. So what she has done was, well, she realized that it's not easy. She needs to find a plan B. And it's important always to have a plan B. Although you follow your plan A, and plan A is to go to university and have a degree, or to go to apprenticeship and have a qualification, or to find a job, sometimes your plan A may not work. It's always good, and it's probably, I would say, it's necessary to have a plan B. And for Razan, her plan B was to looking at what kind of other options she has, and she started to think around what she can do and what kind of skills and expertise and experience she has, apart from the working in a pharmacy or working in a lab. So these are the kind of questions that she started asking from herself. She says, I started to think what was around me. So in the city that she was living in, what kind of expertise I have, and what kind of support is available. And then she realized that looking around in Huddersfield, in that area, she realized that there is no good cheese, halloumi cheese, similar to what they had in Syria. So that was the need in that particular town, in particular city, in particular neighborhood. So there wasn't good quality halloumi cheese for breakfast. And then she thought, why not starting a business and making cheese? Because the quality of milk in the UK, especially in areas like Yorkshire, in rural areas of Yorkshire, the quality of milk is high. And then she thought, why not creating a small business and making cheese? And she knew how to make cheese from Syria. So she already knew how to make halloumi cheese with milk. And then looking at what kind of support is available, she realized that for starting a small business, she can apply for a small loan, £2,500. So she knew what the need of the city was, or the town was, good quality halloumi cheese. She knew that she knows how to make halloumi cheese, and then she found a source of support, £2,500 loan to start her own business. So with those three, she started her own small business, and a few years later, in 2015, she won the Cheese Award, the World Cheese Award, basically. And only a few, in fact, let me go back to, if you Google her name, Rozan Alsos, and if you go to, probably to news. Yeah, so it was April 2024, a few months ago, they won a contract from Aldi. So starting from a small business in a small town in Yorkshire with 2,500, after 10, 12 years of running that business, they gradually kind of expanded the business, made more money, made more profit, expanded the business, made more products. And now, recently, in April 2024, as you can find on many news websites online, they won a contract to sell their cheese to Aldi, which means their products are going to be available on many Aldi stores across the country. And that's the story of entrepreneurship. So you can start from small, but you need to know what is the need, and you need to be creative in your ideas, and you need to be aware of the skills that you have. She knew that she can make cheese. And cheese making or yogurt making is the kind of skills that many people may have in Middle East or in Africa. And they may not think of that as a business. But she realized that this could be a business idea. She has started a business, and then it takes time to grow that business, and then in a few years time they won a prize, and in 10, 12 years after starting up the business, now they are big enough and they have a good reputation to sell to big supermarkets like Aldi. Advantage of being an entrepreneur. So we talked about, okay, there is a risk. You're busy always. It comes with responsibilities. You need to plan for yourself. There is no, especially in the first few years, starting a business and developing a business and getting to the area of making profit, it may take 3, 4, 5 years, but at the same time, it has some kind of flexibility. Okay, I worked with many people who worked for someone else and had their own small business as well. Because if you start small, you can probably have a part-time job and your own business, or have a full-time job somewhere else and have your small business. It depends with the kind of business that you have. You have some control, some independence, and it could be a second job, like I said. So you can study and be a business owner, or you can work for someone else and have and be a business owner. There are many areas, there are many products or many services that you can enter. It's not just one thing or two things. There are thousands and thousands of areas that you can start a business in. And for refugee entrepreneurs, or for people from refugee background who are interested to or who are interested, first of all, to know more about entrepreneurship and to learn the skills required for entrepreneurship, and to know and to start their own business, there is support available in different ways, which I'm going to share you later. But always have this in mind. It comes with responsibilities. It's not an easy thing, and there is risk of failure, basically. So you need always to have that in mind. So you should have that personality and that risk taking character if you're interested to become an entrepreneur. Any question before I go into these links? I agree, Steve. Yeah, it's very inspiring. I'm going to show you, and it's not the only example. So it's not like one, it's not difficult to find examples of people coming to this country as refugees and starting their own business. In fact, I would say many people, a significant number of people who come as refugees to the UK, they end up, after a few years, they end up entrepreneurs and business owners. Because if you look at many businesses are in your neighborhood, takeaways, food places, barber shops, many of these kind of local services, they are run by people from refugee background. So because that's something which is in the kind of gene, in the kind of skills that many people coming from, I'm not sure, Middle East, Africa, and those kind of regions, they have naturally. So they may find it easier or more convenient to work for themselves and start a business than spending time in university or starting a new career that they don't have any experience in. These are some of the organizations that help refugees to have more information or skills or train refugees to become entrepreneurs. The first one is TERN, and many of you may already be familiar with TERN. Every year, they run programs and training for refugees who are interested in entrepreneurship or become entrepreneurs. So if you're interested and if you would like to know more, you can just go to their webpage and you can go this part, start your business, and you can have support from them in terms of if you need training, if you need advice. They have very well-structured support available, and it's not just in London. They work in some other areas of the UK as well. If you click here, get advice, you can ask them any kind of question, and then they come back to you in their web chat. The second one is ACH, and ACH is based in Bristol, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, and one more place, Coventry. So they have their own entrepreneurship support services in those cities. Again, they provide a very well-structured, comprehensive support, training, advice for refugees who would like to be trained as entrepreneurs or who would like to be supported in starting and maintaining their business. So if you are in any of those areas, just reach out to them. As I said, in Bristol, in Coventry, in Wolverhampton, and Birmingham. And they have their own program, they have their own support available, and there are many good videos and content on their social media as well. Just to give you some ideas about what kind of financial support is available, there are institutions, there are charities, there are community interest companies who provide refugees with loan similar to what the lady, I forgot the name, Razan, she had a small loan if you need some money to start up your business. So this one is a program called Restart Refugee Support, and they provide loan up to, I think it was up to £10,000 for you if you're eligible, first of all, and mainly if you are interested in starting your business or sometimes for requalification or having qualification to start a business. So they can help you with that one as well. And it's just to give you ideas about if you are interested and if you have passion and if you have idea, support is there both in terms of training and in terms of funding, providing the initial money that you may need for starting your business. I also added a link because, well, that's a good question, Mahmoud. like I said, some of this information may not be useful at the moment for training. Many of those trainings are open to asylum seekers as well. Okay, in terms of education and training and having more ideas. But if you want to work as an entrepreneur, you need to have work permit. And if you want to apply for loans, you need to have the residence permit, basically. So once you are waiting for that, and once you are still in the process of your asylum claim, it's not the option for you. But you can go through education and training, but not starting the business, because if you don't have work permit and you are not eligible for loan, because that needs residence permits. But the point is, at some point you are going to have it, and then having this information can help you then to it saves you time, basically. So I added this page as well, which is it takes you to here. You can see people who came to this country as refugees, and all of them, they came in the last few years. So they are young. They arrived 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Some of them, those are Ukrainians. They came 2, 3 years ago. But if you go through each of their pages, you will find more about who they are and how they started their own business and how they found support, both in terms of training, in terms of advice, and in terms of funding. And then you can get some ideas about the kind of businesses that they run. Like I said, when we say entrepreneurship, it doesn't mean it needs to be a technology company. Okay, many of them that I know. So, for instance, I know Nejat. She has started working in a beauty salon, working for someone else. But after a few years, she realized that she has the skills and she had the passion to start her own business. So she kind of rented space in the same salon for herself. So she worked in the same place, but she said, I'm going to rent that particular space and doing probably like nail polish thing. And then a few years later, she started her own business. So it's rented somewhere, rented the shop, and then started her own business. I know Usman as well. He started her own Haven Coffee in London. It's a mobile coffee shop, and that he goes to different events, different places, different markets. He's been quite successful in what he's been doing for the last few years, and now he helps. So he does some kind of consultancy. He helps other people to start their own mobile coffee shop, and he trains other people to start up their business and run their own coffee shop. These two ladies I worked with here in Manchester, and they do they do art kind of things, and then they sell their product online, selling honey. Soraya the point is, she brings honey from her country and then does the packaging here and sell them. For Layla, she was quite successful in starting a cosmetic beauty kind of product, and then called I think Gilguzi, and she's been very successful in kind of taking that to a commercial stage and then selling that particular product. And yeah, if you go through their stories, it's very inspiring, and it's very good for you to see what kind of opportunities is available and how diverse the sector is. So you can have ideas in any kind of sector, and then through that support, you can develop, process that idea, and then you can start your own business with the support that is available. So make sure that you go through this page and you read their stories and you see the kind of products that they sell. So for some of them, it's about packaging. For some of them, it's about selling. For some of them, it's about making that product, and so on and so forth. Some of them, they have skills, so they don't produce anything, but they have skills. For instance, they are good in beauty things. Of this lady, let me see here. She is a very good photographer. If I can find her. Yeah, no, Razia, she's kind of a pottery maker. So she does pottery. but there is another one, and she's a good photographer. So if you have those kind of skills, you can start your own business, and if you have the idea and if you have the skills. So I leave it here for entrepreneurship. If, like I said, have this in your mind, okay? It not maybe the first option for many of you, but that could be a second job for some, and that could be the main job for some of you in the next 4, 5, 6 years. Any question about that? Okay, great. So today I'm going to continue. We don't have a break. I'm going to continue and we finish earlier, okay? Because I need to jump to another training. So we don't have a break today. I have only a few more slides to share with you, a few more information to share with you. Then there will be time for your questions if you have any. And then we start slightly earlier today. Okay, I would like to just share some resources with you. So for entrepreneurship, I already introduced you to TERN. TERN, the word TERN stands for the Entrepreneurial Refugee Network. So that's a network of refugees with entrepreneurship background. All of them are trained and supported by TERN. And if you go to their YouTube channel, which the link is available here, you will find videos on access to finance, if you just to have ideas about how to different ways of financing for your own business, how to develop your ideas and how to put your ideas into action. You will have access to their training materials, and you will see there are some videos somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So if you go to the Ideas in Action Pitches by Refugee Social Entrepreneurs, you will see videos from people from refugee background who explain their business ideas and how they manage to develop their business ideas into a real business. So if you're interested, make sure that you watch some of these videos or those who are more relevant to what you would like to know. The next one that I have here, again, some of you may be already familiar with, oh, sorry, Launchpad. Launchpad is a charity supporting refugees. They are based in, I think, Bristol. I'm not, well, I can't remember whether it was Bristol or Brighton, one of these two. I think Brighton probably. But they are based there, but they have many online services, including their YouTube channel. And there is an amazing list of and very practical list of videos on their YouTube channel. So again, if you click on this link, it will take you to their YouTube channel. And they have this monthly online talks for people from refugee background. And if you go to their online, and all those talks are available on their YouTube channel. So everything, most of them are job related. So I recently, this video, the recent video, how to start and do well at work is a talk that I delivered for them about how to better use your time when you come to this country as a refugee, and you always need to do different things together in terms of studying and working and family and all the rest of it, learning English, learning skills. So what kind of strategies, what kind of techniques you can use to improve to get better use of time. There are other videos about how to use LinkedIn. So very interesting video, 37 minutes. If you would like to know more about use of LinkedIn, just watch the video. Setting up a business and being an entrepreneur, very interesting video as well. So most of the videos are job related. So I'm sure that you will find something interesting and of benefit for you on their YouTube channel. Some of them are very specific, job specific, like this one. It's about if you are interested in import export kind of business, how to start it, how to start your export business, how to get a job in the UK, being self-employed in the UK, building confidence. So there are plenty of very useful videos. Take some time, go and watch those who are more relevant to what you need. I also would like to introduce you, thanks a lot. I would like to introduce you to Barclays Life Skills, a very useful, handy toolkit for having access to online training and online education. So again, the link is here. If you click on Life Skills Barclay, and then what you need to do is just to tell them where you are, whether you're in school, you are in college, you are in university, you are starting your first job, and then what you need. So let's say I'm in college, and what you need, I want to build my confidence. I want to choose my next step. I don't know what to do. I want to develop my mindset. I want to gain experience and build my network. I want to get grips with money and fraud. I want to use my online presence. I want to prepare for an interview. I want to succeed in my workplace. I want to apply for jobs. So whatever you need, you just tell them. And then you click go. And then there will be a list of online material and training and educational material for you in terms of how to taking some assessment tests, how to tailor your CV to the particular job that you're applying for, how to write a CV, how to, I'm not sure how to write a cracking cover letter. Many of these things we've already covered, but if you need more, Barclays Life Skill is somewhere that you can have free access to quality training and educational material mainly relevant to job search and job finding. So for instance, if you say, let's go back. If you say, I'm in college and I want to choose my next step, I don't know what to do, and you go for that. So again, it gives you some training, some information, some advice about how to find out more about your strengths and your personality and what kind of jobs are more suitable to the kind of skills and experience that you have. 5 ways to find what is the best thing for you to do, or how to reach out for advice. So many of these informations could be helpful, not probably some of them today, but have these in mind. Whatever information I share with you, you will find them helpful next month, next year, at some point as you start and develop your career here in the UK. Yes, I can share that. Just let's see, sharing that with you. Okay, this is the link in the chat box if you click. The next thing that I would like to share, let's see what else we do we have. Oh, that was it. Yeah, basically that was the end of it. So that was the content for today. So we covered LinkedIn, entrepreneurship, and also I shared with you some of the resources available for you as you are trying to improve your employability skills, applying for jobs, finding jobs, going to interviews, writing applications. Also, if you're interested in entrepreneurship and self-employment. Any question? So next week, our week 10 is going to be about, well, we are going to have a recap of whatever we covered in the last 9 weeks. And then I'm going to give you a roadmap, okay, about the steps that you need to take after the OLIF. So next week is that final week. We are going to have a graduation, end of program celebration, and